soccer and tech. Israel's national under-19 football team recently made history by making it to the European final, where they lost to England. But for Israel's teenage soccer stars, participation in the European finals was a great opportunity to showcase their skills on the international stage. Gaining recognition, however, for their talent or even being able to participate in youth sports is a pipe dream for many of them. And Leap is a startup based out of Rosh Hashanah in Israel that recently partnered with Maccabi World Union to come up with a sports discovery and endorsement gaming platform to bypass some of the obstacles that young athletes from underprivileged backgrounds and isolated communities encounter. We're now joined by Omri Lachman, he's the CEO and co-founder of Leap, and by Amir, Gissin, the deputy CEO of Maccabi World Union. Thank you both for coming into our studio today. Omri, we'll start with you. How does Leap work? What does it do?
So Leap basically combines everything that we found as good in the combination of social media and gaming, because we realized we're addressing a whole new generation here, and what's get them ticking and going is completely different than previous generations. So Leap is really combining content creation with short videos that allow talents in sports that are making their very first steps to actually start participating in challenges, battling against each other like in a borderless arena, but it is maintaining a physical to digital type of experience. So in other words, if you're not engaged in sports, you cannot play Leap.
Okay. So you have to be a real sportsman, a real player of any sport?
Any sport whatsoever.
Okay. And what sort of competitions do the kids go through?
So if we take the whole culture that ranges between TikTok and Instagram, it's all about content creation. Leap is taking the very same approach. So we're basically allowing kids all over the world to create diverse videos of them demonstrating the skills of the sports fields they practice. And so now when my son, who is one of the alpha users for Leap, is actually posting a video of himself as a midfielder in soccer displaying his dribbling capabilities, a kid from Sierra Leone or Serbia can see his video and say, hey, I can do it better.
Okay.
And they go on a battle.
Amir, I want to turn to you. Is excellence no longer noticed on the field where kids train? You know, there's these stories of, Maradona or the kids here in Jerusalem who grew up to play in Beitar or for whoever. Do they have to be stars on social media to get noticed today?
No. I think that of itself, the concept of social media allows you to bring in things like humor, like originality. You don't have to be a star. The beauty of what Leaps offers us as a huge sports organization, one of the largest in the world, certainly the largest Jewish one, with 450,000 members in over 60 countries. Everywhere where there's a Jewish community, there's Maccabi. But they don't have the opportunity as young Jews who play amateur sports to let the world know about their talents. And sometimes the talent is not just being a midfielder in soccer. Sometimes the talents are give them the ability to bring the skills in another way. We as an organization relates to the unaffiliated. Those who the only Jewish thing they do is play sports with their Jewish mates.
So is it, I have to ask, is it only for Jewish players around the world, or can anyone participate on the platform?
Well, the Leap platform, I think Omri's goal is to, take the world by storm. The pilot that we start, which comes about from the fact that we're all in Israel and we share the same goals, this is the pilot. We check how it works. We tend to believe, and we would like to see Leap succeed in bringing in everybody. We start with Maccabi members, Jewish players, who's got the opportunity to use this very, very special hybrid application to bring real-life skills into the digital world.
Okay. Omri, is it the whole idea of playing sports the way you're kid does is that he's not on his phone while doing it, and you're sending people back to their phones?
So I think from a long period of research that we conducted, we've learned to identify a few gaps in the current sports industry and the way the funnel works for a kid making his first steps to the point he's becoming a professional athlete. I think we're at this point in time where we can no longer undermine that this is part of their way of living. For the Z generation, it's a part of their social pattern, it's their social behavior, it's also part of their self-worth. And so we thought, why go against it if we can actually harness it and use the phone to get kids to spend more time outside playing sports.
And there are games now, right, that people play, boys and girls, with dancing and doing all sorts of acrobatics. Absolutely. In front of their consoles or in front of the TikTok.
Our shortest description for Leap is that this is a TikTok that turned into a FIFA or a fantasy league. That's basically what we're doing. We're gamifying the content creation experience through sports.
How popular is sport as a vertical on TikTok, for example? I imagine you did some research. There's so much dancing and singing, we know, and cats and dogs and sports?
So sports obviously very popular, but then again, that's also part of the issue that we saw. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all great platforms, but for general content. And so for a kid, specifically one that doesn't have a whole bunch of followers, being able to be discovered on these platforms, the odds are slim to none. And that's what the main reason to create Leap. It's sort of like the TikTok or Snapchat specifically for sports, with a discovery engine that works exactly the opposite. We're not looking for the guys with the most likes. We're looking for that kid in class or that kid out of El Salvador who is just trying to participate and become part of.
Who is we are looking? Is it Maccabi? Do you have on the other side of your partnership coaches, professionals from the industry that have committed to screen, to look, to participate on this platform? Because otherwise it would really remain in kids communicating with kids, right?
Yeah, I believe it has a lot of potential. First of all, as an organization, we just had the ultimate endorsement, and we had in the opening of the Maccabi Games 3 nights ago, we had President Biden coming. So we do carry a certain weight in the Jewish world. I tend to believe that this is a way for kids from all over to bring themselves in, but the goal of Leap is to create a community that includes decision makers, coaches, representative of teams, scouters. This is where we're all going.
Okay. How many people do you already have on the platform? How do you recruit children? Is it through the Maccabi associations, etc.?
So Leap will be going live in a publicly available version in about 2.5 months, give or take. It's in its pre-alpha stage in a closed environment for nearly 6 months now, with some tens of thousands of users on board. And thankfully, to partnerships like the one we established with Maccabi organization, we're seeing vast exposure in at least 4 continents now: Latin America, Africa, Southeast Asia, and more to come.
Okay, sounds interesting. Omri and Amir, thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
For coming into our studio today, and good luck with Leap.